We are live in Southwest Florida, specifically in my studio again this morning. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting. Let me know if you have any questions or share anything you want. And we'll see if I can help you with your questions. If I can't, I'll certainly try to find the answers for you. Wait for people to pop over from pre-chat and getting their notifications. Hi, Pamela and Lisa. Good morning. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. Hi, Terry and Judy, Lily. Good morning, Naomi and Elsa. Hi, Joe. Good morning, Cherie. Hi, Tammy. Good morning. Hi, Christine and Janet, Carol. Good morning and welcome back to the show. Hi, Rose and Pamela and Gay. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Good morning, Carrie and G and Judy. Hi, Simone from Germany. Good morning, Barbara. All right, well, welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 496, and we are live in Southwest Florida. We're in my studio this morning. I thought about going down to the beach this morning, and then I remembered that traffic has picked up because it's now snowbird season, and unless I leave early enough to ride my bike there, and I'm not sure if the connection is going to work, can't really do that. So I tried to drive down there and realized that there wasn't going to be any parking. So got to figure out some logistics about that, whether or not we change the time in the morning for the parking garage, or actually sunrise is going to change soon because of daylight savings time ending. So we might be able to change something there as well. And it'll get cooler, and maybe bike riding will get better and whatever. Hi, Grace. Good morning. Which someone mentioned we're getting close to 500 episodes. That is correct. Today is 496, which means we have 4 more until the big 500th episode. And I have some fun things in store for you on that day. But as I was trying to play out in my head when that's going to be, so we have 4 more. That would be tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday, right? So that would mean Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday would be the 500th episode. And Tuesday is the 1-year memorial of someone really close to Marlon and me passing. So I know Marlon's going to need me on Tuesday evening. And I want to be there with him as well. So we're probably not going to do a podcast at all on Tuesday. So how weird that I'm actually going to not have a podcast on the day that 500 should be, but that's life. And it's how you roll with what life throws at you that's important. Nothing turns out perfectly, and that's okay. So I do think this is a great example to show you that it's okay if things don't work out perfectly the way you expect in your world either. Monday's Columbus Day also. Okay, that doesn't bother me as much, but Tuesday is a special memorial of someone passing, and it's the 1st anniversary of his passing. So I know it's going to be a big deal to be supporting Marlon on that day. So we'll do the 500th episode on Wednesday, whatever day that ends up being. If someone has the date in front of them, great. Oh, maybe I could look it up. I'm not used to being in a studio where I have, electronics and stuff. I'm used to doing this at the beach. Okay, so next Wednesday would be the 16th. So October 16th will most likely be the 500th episode. And I'm not sure how much I want to tell you about the surprises, but I've got lots of surprises in store, and you're going to be excited, and you're going to love what we're going to do. So just try to be there. So I know not everybody that watches the morning can always come to the evening podcast. So I thought I'd do a quick recap of what we talked about last night. First of all, I ordered the ISBN number for my 18th book yesterday, made it completely official, researched the title, ordered the ISBN number. Now it's an official title with the Library of Congress. And I can tell you the title and start telling you about the book. It's going to be called 52 Crochet Gifts. And the concept of the book is quick gifts that you can make in under a week, and a lot of them a lot shorter than a week even. And so you can make a handmade gift every week of the year. And so there'll be 52 projects in it. Remember my hint was more than 4 dozen. Well, 4 dozen is 48. So the number of projects that will be in the book will be 52. They will come with written instructions as well as charts, and I will be doing video tutorials as the patterns come out. I am going to present this book the same way we did Layers Knit and Layers Crochet, because we all had so much fun drawing it out. I will be releasing the book as a pre-order digital ebook in the beginning, and when you order the ebook pre-order, you'll get $5 off the ebook. When the book is then every week I'll release new patterns for the book. When the book is fully complete, it will also become a paperback book. At that time, the ebook will go back to full price and won't be pre-order and won't be on sale anymore. It'll be full price. The paperback will be full price, but everybody that pre-ordered the ebook and went through all the fun every week of getting surprised with new patterns, those people will get a coupon code for money off of the paperback book. So all of that is what we did with Layers Knit and Layers Crochet, and it was just so much fun to surprise you with new patterns every week and just, I don't know, draw it out. I feel like everything's about instant gratification nowadays, right? When's the last time you anticipated anything? It's almost like an advent calendar where you're forced to slow down and open up that door every day in an advent calendar and get surprised by something. You know it's coming, but it's still a surprise. Well, that's how I feel about doing the book this way, is that it forces us to slow down and feel that anticipation and feel that excitement. If you saw 52 projects all at once, you'd never be able to focus on all 52. This way, we'll release only a couple at a time, and you'll get to really talk to me about them and learn, which reminds me, they're small projects, right? Because I'm focusing on things that you can make within a week. Doesn't mean we're not going to still have different ways of styling things, which I think is going to be so much fun to show you how you can even style small things in different ways. It's easy to show you how to style a cardigan and a shawl and a ruana in multiple ways, but I'm going to show you how to style smaller things in multiple ways too. So it's going to be lots of fun. One of the other things that I'm focusing on in the book is jewelry that is fine gauge. So I'm using small crochet hooks and really using my magnifying lamp. So I know you've heard me talk about my Bright Tech magnifying lamps. These are amazing. I have 2 of them. There's a link in the video description in every video that tells you about them. It has this bright LED light, and then it has this magnifying lamp too. I have 2 of the floor models, and so using a 2mm crochet hook with Be So Fine yarn to make some of the most beautiful jewelry I've ever made with this lamp. This lamp is a godsend. I don't know how I'd be able to do it without it. But the jewelry is going to focus on fine gauge just to really elevate it and make it look a lot more sophisticated. And then there's going to be 5 full chapters in the book. There will be head, hands, neck, bags, and home. So the jewelry will be split up among those pieces, right? So earrings will fall into head, necklaces will fall into neck, and bracelets will fall into hands. But there'll be the 5 chapters in the book, and I think it's going to be a wonderful reference book, again, for when you need a gift any time of the year. You can flip through and find something that could be good for whoever's on your list, whether it's last minute gifts or if you're planning for the holidays. Yeah, the chapter names are just simple, right, Joe? I just wanted to keep it. The title is simple and the chapter names are simple. I don't know, it's going to be fun. But I'm naming all the patterns, and they'll all have mostly have female names, I believe. Some of the names, I think, are names of people here, too. Does anybody have any other questions about that before we move on to something else? Hi, Melissa and Sandshell. Sounds like we have some people joining us now. And I've missed names, but that's what happens when you're talking. It's okay. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any questions, so we'll move on to something else. Today I am wearing the Summer Lovin' vest. I wore it last night too, but I wanted to wear it multiple days in a row to show you how it looks with other outfits. And this morning, this wasn't the outfit I planned, but I went in my closet and this dress fell off the hanger, and I'm like, oh, I put it back on the hanger, and I went to go find what I wanted to find, and then the dress fell off the hanger again, and I put it up, and I went to find what I was looking for, and then I couldn't stop focusing on the dress that fell off the hanger twice, so I'm like, okay, I guess that's a sign that that's the one I should wear. So this is one of my Amazon dresses that has that beautiful floral print, and it definitely picks up on the turquoise colors in this vest. And what's interesting is that normally I would probably shy away from a print in the lace with a print in the fabric, but because the colors pick up so well and the dress is predominantly dark, so the contrast of the dark dress really allows the lace of the vest to pop through. And then in the little bit of the dress you see straight here, that color in that blue flower really matches so well that I find that it does break the rule, break one of my fashion rules, but breaks it well. And that's one of the things that I wanted to mention about rules in general, is that sometimes the reason we learn sets of rules for things like fashion rules and what have you is not to always follow them, but to understand the rules well enough to know when to break them. And that's the interesting part. So this outfit breaks one of my fashion rules, but because of all of the items that I just mentioned to you, it breaks them well. Like every print dress would not apply to this, right? If the dress was too close in color to the vest, it would wash out the contrast here and you wouldn't see this. If the print was too busy, it would detract from the lace as well. So there's only certain things that make sense to break those rules with, and that's the importance. That's why it's important to have things like that. This is the Summer Lovin' Vest. It is a free pattern page on my website. You can also get an ad-free PDF for $1.99. It comes in 5 sizes, I believe, and includes charts and written instructions. It's top down, so it starts here, you work down and make the yoke, and then once you once you combine the back and the fronts and skip the sleeves, then you work even in the lace stitch pattern. It's a relatively easy project for a top-down sweater construction, and I will be doing videos for it eventually. It's not at the top of my to-do list right now. It is on my to-do list, but it's not at the very top, so I'm not going to promise you that those videos will come out this week, but they will come out soon. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to something else? Cindy made this for her mom, and her mom loves it. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. I've made it a few times too. In the Create, Share, Inspire group on Facebook yesterday, somebody posted that they had done the yoke here and switched to a different stitch pattern here. Once you're working even in stitch pattern to do the lower portion of lace, it is relatively easy to pop it out for another lace stitch pattern. The only thing that you'll have to consider is what the multiple or repeat is for that lace stitch pattern, and to make sure that your gauge is right for being able to accommodate the width of this whole line. Let me take it off so it makes more sense. And then if your multiple is different, let's say your multiple is off by like 8 stitches or something, you could easily do an extra row of plain double crochet or what have you, or whatever you need to accommodate those extra stitches so that you would be able to have the right multiple for working. See, because this ends up being just a straight row, right? The lace portion of this top. Once you do the 3-dimensional part of joining the fronts and backs together and skipping the sleeves from the yoke, then you're working even in pattern to just do straight rows of the lace for the lower body of the pattern. So not only does it make it easier to do lace this way, working lace even in row is definitely easier than working lace with an increased component to it, but it also means that this would be a place where you could easily pop in a different stitch pattern. The person, Cherie, is the one. She's here watching this morning too, and she switched out this pineapple pattern with the Sweet Clara lace pattern, and you can see photos of her progress on that Facebook page, and you can see. So what happens is you need to check the multiple, check your gauge, make sure, figure out how you're going to work it across, and figure out if you need to add any extra stitches. Because if you need to add a couple extra stitches to make the multiple work, that is no problem at all at that point. A couple extra stitches is not going to change the lower body of a vest that's meant to be a little bit on the loosey-goosey side. And I'm sure that it made a little more sense visually by taking it off and showing you that it really is a flat piece. Oh yeah, Jill's working on this too. That's wonderful. We got lots of people working on the Summer Lovin' Vest. Lots of people have made it, and lots of people are working on it right now. And I think that's fantastic. I love mine. I plan on making a long sleeve version as well. But making a long sleeve version is going to be super simple. You're just going to follow along in the pattern that you've started here and work even in pattern for the length of the sleeve you want. It's not a really wide sleeve, so it would be no problem at all to just keep going. Does anybody have any questions about that? You would just work in the established stitch pattern. There is an underarm foundation oval, but that's the same as working your original foundations ovals up there. So you would just work an additional shell into any of the foundation ovals in your underarm, and so you would just work even. If you wanted a tighter cuff at the bottom here, you would either change your hook size or decrease, but I think to do this in like a short sleeve or a 3/4 sleeve, I don't think I would add any shaping. I think I would just work it even and to about there. And I may even just do it on this one when the weather gets cooler. We'll see how much time I have. But I'd really like to do this in Be So Fine yarn in colorway Raven the Black. I'd really like to do it in black and in, yeah, you could make the sleeves into a bell sleeve. You would just want to do some increases. So you did increases here in the yoke, so if you wanted to do increases that way, you could make it wider. If you wanted to do decreases, you could change your hook size, and if you just wanted to work even, you would just want to maintain the established stitch pattern that you worked along this section here, which was just working a shell into each shell. Does that make sense? This is the Summer Lovin'. Oh, someone might be asking about the blue top back there. That blue top is the Violetta, yes. Thanks, Jill. I love my yarns too, and I'm so glad you love them. Thank you. Hi, Edna. Carrie says it was helpful. Wonderful. Great. Yeah, so let's go over that one more time. If you're going to add sleeves to this, you're going to work in the established shell pattern of the yoke. I think it would be more subtle, less busy to use this stitch pattern than use the lace stitch pattern. I think it would look better to use the shell stitch pattern from the yoke for the sleeves. That's my thought anyway. So what I would do is just work in the established pattern of working a shell in each shell and work them all the way around. If you have underarm foundation ovals down here, you would work a shell into each of those, just like you work them in the original foundation ovals at the top. And then you would work in the round. I think that you could easily work this in the round to a 3/4 sleeve without doing any shaping, but some people here have said that they wanted to do either a tapered sleeve or a belled sleeve. If you wanted to do a belled sleeve, meaning adding increases, I would add some evenly spaced increases like we did in the raglan shaping here. And if you wanted to do some tapering to decrease the sleeve, I think the easiest way to do that would be to change your hook size. So I would switch down to smaller crochet hook to get the sleeve to taper down at the bottom here. Unless you actually wanted a cuff, then you could switch to working single crochet through the back loop only, or some other type of cuff that you like. And in order to do that, I would still consider switching to a smaller crochet hook. You could also do decreases as well, but that gets more advanced. So depending on your skill level, there are lots of options on how to taper a sleeve, but those are some of the basic options that I would share as in general for most skill levels. Any other questions about that? Christine, I really can't answer how many rows of decrease for the cuff because it depends on what size you're making, how many different how long you're making your sleeve, how much of a decrease you want in your cuff. It would depend on all sorts of things. If you're looking to design it on your own, you could look at some of the other items in your closet and see what size cuff is comfortable for you on your store-bought clothes. That's one way to figure it out. But again, I'm just giving you some really rough guidelines. If you're looking to do some designing on your own, I really can't give specifics. I really can't help specifics like that. But that's all. I don't know what else to say about that. It's kind of tough. I love being able to help as much as I can, but then there comes a point when it gets too detailed and there's only so much I can say giving general information in the podcast. But great question nonetheless. And like I said, if you're looking to do decreases on there, and just as a beginning designer, the most important thing to do is experiment, right? Experiment with what kind of decreases you like the best. So as you're decreasing down here, whether you're changing your hook size or actually doing decreases, choose the one that you like best. Try it on as you go. That's the beauty of a top-down construction. You can try it on as you go and see how much tapering works for you. So I can't answer those questions for you, but the beauty is you can answer them yourself. Because you're looking to explore in designing, it is trial and error. It is trying on to see what's going to work for you. So try the different ways that I've described this morning and try it on as you go, and you will know what works for you. So that's awesome. Hi, Thea. Yes, better late than never always. Glad you could be here. Yeah, anytime you're doing top-down construction, trying on is the best way to go. Yes, it makes it so much easier to figure out if you're going the right way for yourself. Please consider subscribing and clicking the bell notification button. Once you click that bell notification button, you'll be notified when I go live and when I have new videos. If that still doesn't work for you, you do need to check the app, the YouTube app in notifications on your device, whether you watch on your phone, your computer, or your tablet, because there you have to also check yes to notifications for the YouTube app. And once you do, you get the notifications, and it's so convenient and so easy. And also, if you would like to share any of my videos or the podcast with your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Love trying to get the word out to more people. I was going to talk about my charity this morning and we ran out of time, but I feel like we really had a great connection on this top and sleeves and talking about exploring adding sleeves on your own and trying on as you go and figuring out what kind of increase and decrease will work for you. So I'm really glad we got to that conversation, and it wouldn't be without great questions like Kristin's and other people's this morning that we really got to have a taste of talking about making pattern modifications. I love being able to talk about stuff like that because it's really helpful for you. So I'm very happy about that. Anyway, let's grab, I know I grabbed it. Oh, and I was going to talk about this. Shoot. All right, we'll save it for another day. All right, so we'll grab the next quote in Create, Share, Inspire Notebook, Volume 1, Issue 6. You know that we do have 7 issues available on Amazon now. Ooh, this is great. This is Alexander Graham Bell. The only difference between success and failure. Did I put my, okay. I thought I forgot to put my microphone back on, but then I know someone would have reminded me. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. Yes. As long as you're trying, you haven't failed yet. The only way you fail at something is when you give up. As long as you never give up, you are still going forward. It could be baby steps, but as long as you're moving forward, you have forward momentum. The most important part is to just never give up. I love this. This could be trying a new technique in knitting and crochet. This could be trying a new technique in cooking. This could be trying to eat better, exercise more, get back on track when you've been eating a bunch of crap. That's been me lately. I haven't been eating very well, and I've been beating myself up every day, and I didn't plan on telling you this morning, but I needed to read this morning because this tells me it's okay that you made mistakes. What's the most important thing? Just go back to it. Let go of the guilt and just go back to taking your baby steps. So my goal today is to eat less chocolate and eat more salad. Okay, so let's go back to Alexander Graham Bell. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. And yes, I have the ability to take action today, whether it's in my diet, whether it's in making videos, working on my book, shipping orders, thanking my customers. I have the ability to take action in anything that I want to do today, and so do you. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.